especially something intimate like a So Far Sounds concert, where they're having local musicians playing a little
Oh, wake up, rethink the status quo. When you get your money right, then you're the one who runs your life. Come build a wealthy spirit with Sammy and Michelle.
I love the holiday season.
Why is that?
Cheer, happiness, colorful lights outside. But there is a dark side to the holiday season, and that's gift giving. I know what you're thinking. Maybe. I don't really know what you're thinking. But what I'm thinking is that gift giving is so stressful. I'm the type of person that I always want to give the perfect gift, and I never know what to get anybody. And I end up going online. I'm searching at a bunch of different things. I'm trying to think about every single thing they told me this year. Like, I know they said that they like to clean the floor. Should get them a Swiffer wet jet. And then I stress out. And to be honest, I don't get them a gift.
It happens to me all the time as a victim of Michelle's perfectionism.
Wow. I didn't know you were keeping track. Luckily, Sammy and I, since we've been introduced to Gary Chapman's 5 love languages, I've had a great place to start when it comes to thinking about gifts for my friends. Throughout the year, I make them take the love languages quiz because honestly, if you're my friend, my family member, my lover, chances are I'm going to force you to take a personality quiz or two. And the reason for it is because I care about you and I want to give you the best gift ever. And what Sammy and I have found is that people who have different love languages might appreciate different gifts for different reasons.
Exactly. And that's why Michelle and I wanted to talk about how to choose a gift based off someone's love languages. So you can blow it out of the park this year and find awesome gifts for the people close to you. Let's get into it.
But first, here's a gift that you can give yourself. Our partner for this episode is AirHelp, and I love AirHelp because here's the thing. We've flown probably 6 times in the past year, and half the times my flights have either got an obscene delay or have straight up been canceled. Do you know what it's like to wake up at 5 a.m., take a cab to the Fort Lauderdale airport, only to see while you're halfway there that your flight was friggin' delayed 6 hours? It's pretty annoying. But luckily, in countries like the United States, places like Europe, Brazil, a lot of different countries actually, you have air passenger rights. However, do I want to go and spend my time calling the airlines, fighting with them, telling them that, hey, did you know that I had to pay again for a second checked bag because of some stupid mistake you guys made? No, I don't like to do that. And that's why AirHelp is a great partner. Because what I did is I went to AirHelp's website, I give them my information, my boarding pass, and they go and fight the good fight for you. They know the different air passenger rights for different countries, and they can help fight to get you compensation. And you only pay if they actually do get you compensation. $24.99 if they're able to secure the bag for you. So bookmark this link in case it happens to you, or if you've had a flight delay or cancellation in the past 3 years, go check them out and see if they can get you a little bit of that ka-ching back in your wallet.
Back to today's topic. How you can use the love languages to find the perfect gift for your loved ones.
People do not love the love languages more than me and Sammy.
Nope.
Period.
We're number one.
We love love.
The love languages is a concept created by Gary Chapman. He is a reverend who wrote a book based off of his experience working with different couples. And he found that different people have different ways in which they like to be shown love. The 5 love languages that he found are gifts, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, and touch.
Exactly. And the best part is you don't need to know anything about this. If you don't know your love languages, we're going to share a link in our show notes to the actual quiz so you can find out your love language. Or start early for the gift giving season. Send it to people you know. Hey, I'm curious. What's your love language? Why don't you check out this super cool quiz by Reverend Gary Chapman? That's how I would text it to my friends.
We are always sending people links for the love languages quiz because we always like to know everybody's love language. I recommend doing that in general because it will show you how to love the people around you.
Yeah, and Gary Chapman talks about having a full love tank. And a lot of times, if you don't have a full love tank, it's because maybe one of these love languages aren't being met. Or maybe I'm showing you acts of service but your words of affirmation gal. Knowing this can really just help you with your relationships in your life. And we wanted to do a fun twist for the holidays, gift giving based on love languages, because this is actually how we start to think about different gifts for our friends, family members, or our lovers.
And what better love language to start with than gifts?
Oh, yes, gifts. And if only I had someone dear to my heart who had gifts as their main love language.
Michelle's right. Gifts is my number one love language. In fact, I'm kind of embarrassed about it. I'm a cheap person. I pride myself in being a frugal. And yet I love gifts. The thing about gifts, people, is it doesn't have to be an expensive gift. In fact, one time somebody gave me a Coach wristlet, someone very close to me, and I thought it was one of the worst gifts ever because clearly this person does not know me at all. I do not want a gaudy wristlet that has a C all over it, just screaming, I like to waste money.
She's more of a YSL girl.
I am
Just kidding.
not. I am a Burlington Coat Factory girl. And that's the thing. Gifts does not have to be expensive. A meaningful gift that means something, that shows that you thought about someone, that is what is going to make your gift's love language receiver's heart sing.
I agree, Sammy. And the best thing is we're going to highlight gifts of all different costs so that you can tweak it based off of your relationship or your own budget for gift giving. And at the end of each one, we're also going to give you specific tips to consider for that specific love language.
For somebody who loves gifts, I recommend you start out by thinking about their characteristics. What things do they like? What are some features of that person? For example, I love organizing and cleaning. And one year, my genius sister gave me a label maker for my birthday. This is one of the best gifts that I have received because I love labeling things, and the label maker just makes it so much easier, and it's clear that she thought about me and this is a gift curated specifically for me.
Sammy, I think this is important because for gifts, maybe listening to this, someone might think, oh, it's always nice to give a really specific sentimental gift. But I think for people whose love language is gifts, during a specific period of time, like say the holidays or your birthday, I think then it's best to even go the extra mile with gifts. So it shows them like, hey, this is sentimental. I was thinking about you.
Yes, exactly. A gift lover is never going to be bothered by a gift. Maybe you give me some baked cookies and I think, yeah, I don't eat desserts, so thanks for the cookies. No, it's always going to be appreciated. But when you go the extra mile, it means a lot.
I've seen that, Sammy.
A good clue if you're looking to give a gift to somebody whose love language is gifts is look at the things that they've already bought for themselves. I remember I had started dating somebody, like within the first few weeks, they got me a gift because I was going to Africa. And he got me this gift that contained all these little travel supplies. And the most moving part of it was he put in Chap Aid, which is Walgreens off-brand chapstick, which can no longer be purchased.
It could be purchased at that time. I just want to clarify that.
There's no way you can find it anymore. I've tried.
We both love off-brand Walgreens chapstick. And if you can find it somewhere and you send it to us.
Oh my gosh.
Best gift ever, period, end of story.
He put that in the gift. And when I saw the Chap Aid, I was like, oh my gosh, like this person clearly thought of me. This is not something that could have been generic for anybody else. This is so specific to me. That gift was so meaningful. And it really filled my love tank, as Gary Chapman might say.
Yes, I think that the meaningful, thoughtful gift is so, so great. Especially if it's somebody who is close to you in your life. Like you actually can think about what these different things mean to them. Also, now that I know some of my friends, like that gifts is their love language, I do try to go above and beyond during the holidays, during their birthdays, to send them a gift. And to be honest, sometimes it's hard to think of something that's like super creative or unique. But I love that now you can get like a box on Etsy. All of these different types for birthdays or anniversaries or holidays. And you can get like a cozy one or one for a plant lover. And I love sending those to my friends because it is thoughtful. I did try, but it's like nicely packaged and something that someone a little bit smarter than me put together that I can easily ship off to my friends that are far away.
So our tips for people who love gifts. Number 1, Think about the things that they love to do. Think about their hobbies. Think about what they're good at. Can you give them a gift related to that? 2, think about something that they may have around the house or that you see them have that's unique to them. Buy that same thing and give it to them.
To clarify, if they have like a jacket, don't buy them the same jacket, but maybe buy the same one in a different color. To be honest, I would love that.
Honestly, even if you bought them the same jacket, they would probably like it because it's so specific to them and it's exactly what they want.
That's true. And they could return it and buy something else from the store.
True. Another thing, for people who love gifts, packaging is huge. They don't want you to hand it over to them in a grocery bag.
I can't even imagine doing that.
She does it all the time.
No, but I could be better about packaging. And I can even wrap a gift. Your girl's a good rapper.
I was a professional rapper and your rapping skills are reasonable.
She was concierge at the mall, but yeah.
Packaging is important for people who love gifts. Even if you give them a very, very small gift, if it's wrapped cutely, it means that you see it as a gift for them. So that's why packaging is so important. It really signifies that it wasn't an accident. It is specifically a gift for that person.
And while it's always good to give someone a gift who has love languages as their gifts, because it's always a nice surprise, if it is something like the holidays or their birthday, then it's nice to go a little bit more and be extra sentimental, because it shows that, hey, I know that gifts was your love language, and today, on this special day, I wanted to make it about you.
And most importantly, don't forget to give them a gift on their birthday or at Christmas time. They are the one person who will appreciate the gift for sure. Even if it's small, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you don't forget.
The next love language we're going to talk about is words of affirmation, which ranks in the top 2 for both me and Sammy.
Yes, both of our number 2s is words of affirmation.
Hey, don't think a compliment is good enough then. First off, it is.
It is,
okay?
100%. That would
honestly,
work.
Yeah, I would love if someone just showered me with compliments on my birthday as a gift. I would like
my whole year is full if they did that. So honestly, words of affirmation I think is one of the easiest love languages to have. And I think it's because as long as you remember to actually give the words of affirmation, it doesn't require a lot of time. You just have to actually do it.
Yeah, and you know what? Some people are not great at expressing their feelings. But that being said, that's our low budget item, compliments. Something that I have received as a gift over the past couple of years that I have loved. My friend Suhaila did this. My friend Arjun did this. They both gave me a book with a written message in it. And I loved it. I thought it was so sweet. The book specifically was something about my work, something that I'm working towards or an interest I have, a common thing that we've chatted about. And then the message sort of just reflected that back. So whenever I see those books, I don't really keep books when I'm moving to different places, but all the books someone has given me and written a note in, I have kept.
You know what another gift is? I got this idea from Zarna, the Indian comedian who goes as the Indian mom comedian. Her daughter actually got all her friends and family to write down what they love about Zarna, and the daughter compiled these and gave it to Zarna as a gift. If words of affirmation is your love language, this gift is beyond valuable. 100% you're going to get the tears if you do something like this.
Something else you can think about if you're thinking about a gift but you're not sure exactly what to buy. I think a gift card to a place of something that they're good at, and specifically mentioning that thing that they're good at. So you might be like, oh, you are so good at your makeup, Sammy. Your eyeliner always looks fly. Your highlighter makes you glow from the inside out. Here's a gift card to Sephora. To be honest, I'd be happy with that.
Yes, exactly. I would have been happy with a Sephora gift card, but you add in that note, and I am also complimented, it's a win-win. And if you want to get super creative and you maybe are talented in the arts, a song or poem about them, complimenting them very specifically, is another option. You can even use ChatGPT to help make it sound good. Add in their features, throw it in chat, she'll make a song or poem for you, and you deliver that beautiful message.
First off, I like that you refer to chat as a woman. And second off, I have to be honest, Sammy, I don't think I would like this. I'm a words of affirmation person, but your girl she's had poetry written for her. She's had songs sung to her, mixed CDs made, stories written, and they make me feel uncomfortable.
I would like to also note that all of the people who did that were kind of strangers. So maybe that's why I kind of crossed the boundary.
I guess that's true. Maybe if it was somebody I knew. I would definitely not be thrilled if I found out ChatGPT wrote it, though. So make sure you make it original.
And if you want further details, see our episode on attachment styles for avoidant behavior for people who hate people loving on them.
I am sorry. I appreciate the effort, but I don't. Anyway, tips for people who have words of affirmation as their love language. Don't forget the card.
Yes, a card might seem like icing on the cake. No, for the words of affirmation love language person, the card is the cake. And don't just leave it blank and don't make it weirdly funny in a not funny way.
100%. You know, our friends Martha and Michael came over for dinner to our home for the first time. And Martha was so sweet. She's like, I know Sammy's love language is gifts. Michelle's is words of aff. And she gave us this beautiful plant, which is great because we're totally getting into plants right now. And she wrote a really sweet note in the card. And now it's on our fridge. Our fridge gets covered in cards, which is probably because we love words of affirmation.
Yes, make it personal. If you're complimenting them, be specific. That's what makes a words of affirmation person very happy.
Our next love language is quality time. Smack dab in the middle for both Sammy and I.
Yes. For the quality time person, it's all about the experience with undivided attention from their loved ones.
Yes, and that is exactly why an experience is a great gift for somebody who quality time is their love language. You can do some sort of food tasting or drink tasting, a dance class. If they're like Sammy and I, enjoy a little 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, a concert, especially something intimate like a So Far Sounds concert, you know, where they're having local musicians playing a little and then you can cuddle on a blanket and eat snacks.
It's true. I actually have been on 2 cooking class dates, and I found those both to be so enjoyable because it's something that you're doing with another person and you're not focusing on other things. You're just focusing on cooking. You can really spend time with them. It's just a really memorable event that can be very intimate and really gets 2 people to spend time together.
It is very memorable, Sammy. Tell them who you went on the cooking class date with.
One of the cooking class dates was accidentally a 21-year-old.
Sammy was not 21.
I was not 21. I was like 27 plus maybe. I didn't know. I did not know. It was throughout the date that I started realizing that maybe this person was significantly younger than me.
Here's the thing. A cooking class, someone gives you a cooking class, you're like, this is somebody of age. This is somebody who is mature.
Yes. And he was quite mature. You know, he had started his own business and
was making buku bucks.
Went to a salsa class. We met there. And then next thing you know, I was on the date and I was like looking at him and I started realizing that he must be quite young. And at the end of the day, he was like, I'd love to see you again. And I was like, love to see you again too, but how old are you? When I found out that he was 21, I literally never date people who are even my age or maybe like even within 2 to 3 year radius of my age. And so,
well, I would say that he was not 2 to 3 years younger than you.
And yeah, there was no second date. I am so sorry.
That story makes me laugh. Another version of this that we've done once, actually, I don't know this. Our cousin Julie, if her love language is quality time, but she moved to New York City, so we got her a museum pass to MoMA, so she could go for the year, she could take somebody else with her, and it was really nice actually because she went quite a few times. She would take her friends with her, she went to special events, and she told us about it, and it was really nice to think like she kind of thought about us every time that she was there looking at like Van Gogh or whatever they got there.
Yes. And if you have a partner who likes puzzles or challenges or games, they might appreciate an escape room experience. That's something fun that you guys can do together.
Yeah.
And if you don't have time to spend quality time with them, which they will not love.
Love tank is probably pretty empty then. Depending on who they are to you.
Maybe a photo album or a framed photo of an experience that you guys had together will help bring up memories of times when you could spend together.
Yeah. And if you're looking for a budget-friendly option, a date night where you do 36 questions to fall in love, or you get one of those deck of cards where you can really get to know somebody. That is something that somebody who loves quality time will really appreciate because you're spending focused time together, you're getting to know each other, you're listening. all important things to remember. But it doesn't have to necessarily be expensive because a quality time person wants to spend quality time with you.
By the same token, a hike. Another great usually free option for a quality time person.
Though if you're going on a hike, stay with the person, okay? I do not like when I'm hiking with somebody and they're like going, they're on the tip of the friggin' mountain and I'm like huffing it up. I'm like, hey, by the way, how's your job going? And like I don't know, like it's just, no, stay with the person. If they're a quality time person, you hike together.
Which brings us to tips for quality time people. 1, be present with that person. They value your full undivided attention.
As I always appreciate people's full undivided attention, so I get this. Put the phones away. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm. If you could even have a box where you put your phone just to signify to them that you will not be on your phone during this time because you want to spend it with them, a quality time person would love that.
Mm-hmm. And if you're not that great at these things, maybe practice some active listening. Remember, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth because we need to listen twice as much as we speak.
You don't have to do it all the time. It's hard to remember for us people who are not good at listening. But when you're with the quality time person and it's their gift, designate time just to listening to them.
Something else, avoid noisy places, okay? Like, I hate when I accidentally end up on a date somewhere where the music is bumping. I am a soft-spoken person, and it's very difficult to hear me when there is jazz right next to us. And as much as I enjoy a great saxophone solo, if there is no pauses, I'm going to be miserable on the date because it's going to be difficult to hear me, and that's my nightmare.
And lastly, be on time.
Okay, that one feels like a personal attack.
If they're a quality time person and you show up late, you already are going to be getting the side eye from them. So for this type of person, it's really especially important that you show up on time.
I agree. If it's quality time, don't cut out the time that you're going to spend with them because you forgot about traffic.
Our 4th love language is acts of service. Or as me and Michelle like to say, acts of servants.
Some people, me and Sammy, we don't love acts of service. Doing something for someone else.
We don't love it.
It's bottom.
Don't worry about it. We'll do it ourselves. Don't do it.
It's not our thing.
Don't waste your time.
But a lot of people do like acts of service. They are people who think, you know what? It's not about your words. It's about what you show me you're doing, your actions. And so we did want to make sure we included it on our list.
An acts of service person might like something like getting their car detailed.
My car's nasty, so if you want to detail my car, go ahead and do it.
It might not fill your love tank, but you'll be happy that checkbox is checked.
I fill my gas tank too. Yeah, I won't love you more for it, unfortunately, but I would appreciate it.
They may also appreciate a babysitter or a housekeeper for a day, especially if you're a busy mom or a busy dad. That can be such a godsend and give you time to do your own thing.
Yeah, pet sitting, watch their dog. Again, not something I would do for a person. Not great at watching animals, but I think that people who have animals would really appreciate it.
Maybe cooking a meal for them or drawing a bath and cleaning it afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Important thing with acts of service, make sure everything is taken care of for them.
Exactly.
Yeah. When it comes to acts of service, think about what you're good at. I, for example, like organizing things. And I'm always showing my love with the acts of service, organizing and cleaning. I just like to do it. And I'm not usually doing it on purpose to fill someone's love tank. But I do notice that people who have acts of service as their love language are super grateful for the action.
Some tips to think about when you're considering gifting for acts of service. Think about your strength. Is there something you could do for this person that also lines up with something that you're good at doing?
What needs to be done for them? Do you hear them complaining about how they have to get that lawn mowed and they haven't got the chance or they need to trim the bushes? That might be the spot.
Pop in with your John Deere and take care of it for them. I think a big part, Sammy, too, is try not to leave any tasks for them.
This is not the person to give them the IKEA shelf that they have to then put together and get rid of the packaging. No, whatever you do for them, you want to make sure that they don't have to lift a finger.
It's the service, the before, the during, and the after of the service.
The last thing you want to do is create extra work for them.
Our final love language is touch, which is tied for first for my love languages.
Michelle is a touch and words of affirmation person, and I think it's great because it's 2 of the easiest love languages. All I have to do is give her a hug and tell her great things about herself, and the girl is happy.
Yes. If you don't have a budget, let me tell you, that'll do it. But luckily, you can also give me a gift related to touch. I personally love massages, so I think a massage in a few different forms could be great. You can actually give me a massage. That's great, depending on who you are.
Yes.
Honestly, actually, this applies to almost nobody.
Except me, maybe.
Sam, if you want to give me a bit of a back rub later, I'm down for it. But you can give a massage gift card. That's a lovely gift. Or a day at a spa. Something where other people who are professionals and will respect your space can touch you.
On the pricier side of things, a Theragun or a Hypervolt. Those massage machines that kind of punch you a little bit. That's a great thing to give them. And maybe you want to unpackage it and help them use it.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know if I would love a Theragun over a different type of massage. But I do think that people who are very strong and muscular like Theraguns, because I'm going to be honest, I have tiny hands. So even though I give a good massage, it's hard for me to really get deep. And I try to lean in, but I'm also a tiny person. So I can only do so much pressure. So I do agree a Theragun or something of that is very cool.
One of my favorite massage related gifts are Lush massage bars.
Oh, yeah. We've had an incident with the Lush massage bars.
We were at our friend Josina's bachelorette party.
They asked everyone to give, a sexy gift, as people do on bachelorettes. And Sammy decided that she should give a Lush massage bar.
Yes, I thought it was sexy, and I thought it was a lovely gift that I also love.
You can kind of tell she's not a touch person.
And first of all, people thought it was soap.
Our friend Josina literally opens it, and she goes, "Oh, soap." Because she's a very nice person.
Yeah, she's so nice.
And she didn't know who gave it to her because it was we were she's supposed to guess.
And historically, I have been a very adventurous person, and people were guessing me for these wild gifts like handcuffs and very sexy lingerie, none of which I gave. I gave these boring ass massage bars because that's the person that I am, and I really like these massage bars. And nobody knew that it was actually given by me.
So, yeah, it is a good gift, though. And maybe just write a little note explaining what it is.
Yes, definitely clarify, because obviously that's confusing.
A couple of other gifts that I think would be great, a dry bar gift certificate, or going with them to go get your hair blow dried, a men's haircut, somewhere where someone is shampooing your head. Amazing.
Let's say it's a person that you shouldn't be touching. Great gifts might be seat warmers for their car or a towel warmer, heated bathroom floor. We just heard about a smart space heater that you can turn to tell on in the morning before you wake up, and it will heat up the room within 5 minutes. That
Yes.
sounds like an amazing gift.
Yeah, I would love that, except for the fact that I don't love things listening to me all the time. But I do love being heated.
If you do not like being overheated, maybe cooling pillows or those cooling bed pads.
Yeah, I think cooling pillows was on a friend's wedding registry once, and he said it was one of his favorite gifts. So,
Oh,
yeah, cooling pillows. I don't know if you're just saying that because I was asking him, but me, what's your favorite gift?
if you want to keep it lower budget, you could do a movie night at home. Just be very deliberate about it and make sure there's lots of cuddling and warm blankets.
Mm-hmm. And, if it's somebody that you're seeing,
Romantically.
a little bouchka wow wow doesn't hurt either.
You probably, if it's their birthday or a holiday and you're not having intercourse with that person, they may be upset.
Just the way you describe it tells me touch is not your love language. Some tips for touch. I think there's only one major one, which is check your relationship with the person.
Touch is one of these that you really don't want to cross the line on because that is going to make someone feel super uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like a gift or a sexual harassment lawsuit. And you really want to be on the right side of that. Okay?
You don't want to give your boss a massage. You may not even want to give them a massage gift card, depending on your relationship.
Or body oil.
Towel warmer, probably the better option in that case.
A nice fuzzy blanket. Let's stay, PG.
Takeaways.
Takeaways for this episode. The most important thing to take away is you can give an amazing gift by knowing your loved one's love language. If they're your partner or your best friend or your sister soulmate, you definitely want them to take the quiz so that you can know their love language. If they don't take the quiz, sometimes you can hypothesize based on their behaviors.
Give them a compliment. Do they smile or cringe?
Touch them. Do they retract?
Do they complain to HR? But seriously, if you think about someone's love language before you give them a gift, you're really setting yourself up for success in getting them something that they would really enjoy and fill up that love tank of theirs.
Community time!
Before we say goodbye, it's our community time. And Sammy, community is the theme of this community time.
Community is the theme of this community time because we had our first official Nick Gray style 2-hour cocktail party.
That's right. Shout out to Nick Gray. You can check out our interview with him if you're not sure what we're talking about. We had name tags. We had icebreakers. Sammy brought out the harmonica.
Let me tell you, if you need to get someone's attention, there is no better way.
We loved the 2-hour cocktail party, and it was so nice. There were so many people that came. We mixed it with the financial independence group, so we met a lot of really cool new people. We got to see some of our friends from Deep Talk and our writing meetup, so it was just so special. If any of you guys are listening to this, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for participating with the name tags, the icebreakers, and chatting with us. We had such a good time.
Shout outs from our community. Carla, one of our listeners, has been on her game with the student loans. She completed her public service loan forgiveness forms. She consolidated her loans. She went back to her old employers, and she's still waiting for even more finalizations. But so far, she only has 5 more months of public service loan forgiveness left, and it may be even less. We are hoping for that full forgiveness. That is amazing. If you have student loans, 1, check out our episode on the student loans, or even message us. Probably best to comment on our Substack. That's how we're going to find you the easiest.
BuildAWealthySpirit.com.
So that you too can get those loans forgiven. There's a lot of programs right now that are making it easier than ever, but it's super confusing, so definitely get the information.
Also, shout out to Abby, longtime listener. She messaged me and she said she was doing a gratitude practice, and she said, I try my best to journal gratitude every day. Today, I have the thought to use my values list and list one thing I'm grateful for each top value.
Ooh.
Not necessarily do every day, but it might be good once a month. Gratitude prompt to check in with top values. I love that because we're so value-based here.
Yes, I love that so much. My number 1 value, spirituality. I am grateful that I have time to practice all my spirituality because I'm on sabbatical.
My number 1 value is loyalty, and I'm glad we have people who are so loyal and giving to us. Thank you all for listening. Let us know your comments for this episode too. BuildAWealthySpirit.com. You can find our newsletter there, and you can actually comment on the show notes for this episode.
And most importantly, be sure to join us next time as we put down the rule book and we rethink the status quo.